welcome to episode 22 of the Resto Podcast, the show about games, movies, tech, whatever else the Resto community is into these days. This week, we are talking about the most recent Destiny news. Get ready for some spoilers, people. And of course, after everything else is gone, this is what remains. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Resto. My name is Mike, aka the Signal 42. Joining me today are Stan, aka Mask of Skin.
Hey.
Corey, aka Captain Break and Win.
Hey.
And Jeff, Trojan Guy 2K.
Fight on.
We got a full house going on. It's a little weird. We're just missing our trusty cohort Gary. I wanted to yell at him some more for just being Gary in Destiny 2. Taking my vault. But moving on. Our opinionating co-host Winston is looking for a new mouse to play with. So I'm not sure if he'll be with us today. And no, folks, I don't mean for his cat-sized computer.
He'll be somewhere. I see what you did there, though.
All right, guys. What you been playing this last week? Stan, why don't we start with you?
Oh, not a whole lot. Finished my Age of Triumph book on Destiny, so I'm really excited about that. Gonna get my shirt.
Oh, about time.
Yeah, probably gonna play a little bit more of it. Try to finish up a couple more things. Do the Iron Banner. Try to hit all the raids up this last month before they close the book, and we move on to Destiny 2. Yeah.
I think this month is the last for all of it, isn't it? What, August 11th is the last.
No, August. Yeah, but I think August 1st is when they cut off the progress toward the book. Oh, there's Winston. We found him.
Oh, there we go. There's our host.
Mouse.
Yeah. He is back.
He started without me.
Yeah, he's like, you bastards. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Been playing out in the yard. I have 2 raccoons that visit me nightly now, so that's really exciting. So throw some cat food out there for them and watch them scamper around and pick it up, and yeah, it's good times. Trash pandas.
Trash pandas is right.
Trash pandas are adorable.
Corey, what about you?
Your face off.
Right.
For me, it's mostly either been Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes or Rocket League. I've dabbled a little bit in Overwatch and some other EA games again. But aside from that, it's predominantly been Rocket League and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
What more do you need?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel pretty outnumbered on this one. So
Convert.
Get ready for our short 30-minute Galaxy of Heroes segment at the end.
Right.
Right.
Jeff, what about you besides Galaxy of Heroes?
Other than Galaxy of Heroes, I've been playing Batman Arkham Knight. And I think, maybe, 2/3 of the way through it. It's a really good game, though. And then, basically, whenever Captain is on, I'm playing Rocket League. So, it's either Rocket League or Arkham Knight. And then in between those times, when life isn't in the way, Galaxy of Heroes. So just
nice.
kind of bide my time until Destiny 2.
I gotcha. Yeah, I just started Batman Arkham Knight. Because they had that sale of like $20 for everything that they had.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've also been playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Marvel Omega. And Marvel Omega is it's like the League of Legends version for Marvel. Like free to play, but you can earn enough experience to buy different heroes and everything.
Yeah, didn't that just like a week or two
It just came to Xbox One
or something, and they had like a free code for Daredevil or something like that? I remember seeing something like that on the subreddit.
Yeah, you get Daredevil for free in Xbox
Okay.
Live, and then you can work your way through heroes and buy them with different ones with experience points. Obviously, the cooler ones cost more, stuff like that. But it's fun, different, So
Right
Yeah,
on.
That's what I've been into.
You bring up a good point. There's like sales on every platform going on right now. The Steam sale, the Xbox sale, Sony's having a sale. So hopefully we'll pick some stuff up and have something new to play and talk about over the next couple of weeks. I picked up some things on VR for the on the Steam sale, so I hope I can try that out pretty soon.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. And then, this is their summer sale, right? The wallet breaker, or
Right, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they're all having big summer sales right now. I picked up South Park Stick of Truth actually.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet, so maybe after I beat Batman, that'll be my next single player endeavor. So
Right, yeah.
I'll have something new, quote unquote, to talk about.
Yeah, quote unquote.
New from 2012 or whatever year that came out.
Hey, retro. That's what it is. All right, moving on to news. One I found super entertaining, actually. Sony took down an edited video of the game Anthem that was being played on the Xbox One X. I quote, the article said, poorly Photoshop PlayStation buttons in it. What do you guys think of that PlayStation misstep there?
Who cares?
Yeah, honestly, it just made me wonder. The fact that Sony had to do that makes me wonder if EA and BioWare have some sort of special relationship with Microsoft, a la Destiny and PlayStation. I don't know. It seems odd that Sony even had to do that. Maybe I'm reading a little too into it, but I don't know. It's odd that they had to do that in the first place.
Maybe the PlayStation version isn't far enough along to show, and they still want to advertise it and get it out there. And this has been done before in other games.
Yeah, and remember, this game's quoted to release in 2018, and it might get pushed back to 2019. So it made it to be that there is no other footage besides the One X.
Yeah.
So PlayStation just was dumb, and then for some reason had a really crappy Photoshopper to it. I don't know. Not really that big a deal.
The whole thing's just weird. Yeah, it's odd, definitely not a big deal. I'm sure it'll look fine on the PS4 and PS4 Pro, just like it'll look fine on the Xbox One and Xbox One S and X. But yeah, the whole thing's just kind of weird.
All the letters.
It just makes me wonder, if what their relationship is with EA and Sony. If there's something weird going on there, or if just people are
maybe some exclusives coming to Anthem.
Yeah, and honestly, as a longtime Xbox Destiny player, I wouldn't wish that on the Sony people because that's pretty crappy. So.
Yeah, it does suck. The next bit of news, so I'm gonna bow out and give it to Trojan and Captain with the Rocket League news.
Yay!
Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, there was a big Rocket League update. Rocket League is kind of like the next news item we'll be talking about, but they have a pretty nice free DLC content, like continuous updates type of deal going where you don't have to pay anything for any of that stuff. And so this latest update hit on the 5th of July, and they started a new competitive season. So everyone who participated in season, was it 3? Wait, no, we're in 5 now, right? Are we in 5?
Yeah,
or are
we're
we
in
4,
5 now.
Corey? I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Last season 5 started with July. No?
Okay. So yeah, season 4 ended, and you got your rewards for whatever tier you reached in season 4, and season 5 just started. And in addition to season 5 starting, they added some new stuff, like Rick and Morty, car toppers and antenna toppers, and they also added the ability to customize the explosion that happens when you score a goal. Used to be just kind of a standard explosion. Now you can change the color of it as long as you've unlocked different explosion colors. I mean, totally worth checking out. So,
I like colors.
Yes. If you want to see all the different colors, play with Corey, and he's the one that scores them all. So just have him change his color every time. I do all the centering. I center the balls. Corey nails them in. I'm the wingman.
I haven't played in a while, and I got in there and played with him, and I started to actually get going a little bit, and then the fool stole like 4 goals from me. Like, God, like, just like, oh, it's gonna go in.
Yeah.
Boop,
Yeah,
there
yeah,
goes
that
Corey.
happens.
What are you doing?
Hey,
Every time
I
that
got two
happens,
excuses for it.
I take a quick clip so that I have proof.
Oh, so
Here's
he's
the thing:
infamous
is
for
I
it.
admit to all of it.
No.
There's
I just
one-
wanted to make sure it went in, Jeff. I just wanted to make sure they didn't block it.
Hey, there are occasions where that does happen, including one that happened today. However, there are other occasions like the
Today?
one that was
Oh.
definitely going in for you, because you hit it backwards, and I was like, I'll just slam it in.
Yeah, as long as we win, which today was not happening very much, but
No.
yeah, that game is great. But yeah, the new update is cool. The one thing I'm a little bummed about is they changed how earning rewards for the competitive seasons worked. So like in previous seasons, you would get the reward for the highest tier you reached. So they have, bronze tier, silver tier, gold tier, platinum, and champion and grand champion, right? So if you manage to work your way up to, platinum, even if it's only for one game in previous seasons, then when the season was over, you would get a platinum reward. But they changed it now so that you have to not only reach, a certain tier, but then you have to get, I think, 12 wins at that tier in order to get that. So like this, last season, by some miracle, I managed to work my way to gold at some point or another. So I got the rewards for bronze, silver, and gold. But this current season, I need to get to gold and stay in gold for 12 wins, which is probably not going to happen. so it's a little bit of a bummer, but it's it's just interesting that they experiment with different things. Like they're a pretty cool developer. They do a good job of communicating with the community and trying new things and putting out free DLC. So I mean, I really couldn't recommend Rocket League enough. It's a pretty great game.
And it might be on sale during the summer sale. I'm not sure, but
I think it is. I think it's actually like $12. So if you're listening to this and the summer sale is still going on, pick up Rocket League for $12. It is well worth it.
definitely worth it. Yeah.
Considering we've pumped close to 3 days into it. I
Oh
would say
man,
it's
yeah, I
definitely
can't
a
even
good-
imagine
good
my
game.
dollars per per hour ratio. It's got to be amazing.
Next bit of news: Overwatch teased the Doomfist character, and actually by this time I think it's going to be. They did a full reveal. So I am not an Overwatch player. It's never really grabbed me. But anybody in here gonna try him out?
Oh yeah, gotta try all the characters out at least once, and they're pretty good with releasing characters and having them be well balanced, and obviously the pros and the people who are super elite at Overwatch are obviously going to succeed at a very high level with Doomfist, as they have with Anna and what's her name?
Orisa, right?
Orisa, yeah. And amongst other characters. And then there's the more casual players, such as myself, who will probably play Doomfist a couple times and then go back to Reaper.
And then there's the incredibly shitty players that only play Overwatch when they're having a bad losing streak in Rocket League, and their friend says, "Let's play Overwatch instead for a while," and they play Doomfist and have no idea if it's a good or a bad character because they're just bad at every character.
It's look inside, people. Let's look inside. All right. I guess Trojan. This is kind of you. I don't know. New race coming to Mass Effect Andromeda's multiplayer. I know nothing about what this race is, but people were surprised apparently.
Yeah, it's funny. I subscribe to the Mass Effect and the Mass Effect 3 co-op subreddits, and I didn't actually see this news until today. But I like how games lately, like the three we just talked about, Rocket League, Overwatch, and now Mass Effect. I like how they've been experimenting or following this free DLC model to keep the game fresh. And not split the user community and all that stuff. from what I've read, they added a new weapon, a new difficulty mode in multiplayer, and like you said, a new character. Sounds like it's a Batarian, which is interesting only because that race is not in the main game. And in fact, I think that race was supposed to have been wiped out in the original Mass Effect trilogy. So it's kind of surprising in that sense that there's a playable Batarian character, because I didn't think Batarians were even in the Andromeda galaxy. So from a lore perspective, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, and I wonder if it hints at some, future DLC for single player, or maybe for Andromeda 2 if that ends up happening. But yeah, it's more stuff to do, more stuff to unlock. I haven't played a whole lot of Andromeda lately, but I really I had fun with it when I was, and the multiplayer is pretty fun. So good for that community. They're a good group of people, and I'm glad they have more stuff to unlock and work towards. So.
Yeah, hopefully they get more coming out. I know they haven't wanted to say anything solid about DLC or Andromeda 2 or anything. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that Andromeda was done by a different studio than kind of the main Mass Effect studio. The main Mass Effect studio, it turns out, now we know, is working on Anthem. So Andromeda was being worked on, or was created by, the team that actually primarily handled the multiplayer component of Mass Effect 3. So I think the fact that the main team is working on Anthem, and the fact that Andromeda didn't quite sell as well or review as well as EA was hoping, I'm a Mass Effect fan, and I actually really enjoyed Andromeda, so I'm hoping for more story content or a sequel. But I'm not necessarily holding my breath because of those two things, because of the it didn't sell as well as they'd hoped, and the main team is on Anthem now. So I wouldn't be too surprised if EA just kind of pivoted and made Anthem their new thing.
Yeah, might happen. Who knows?
Yep, wouldn't surprise me.
Next bit of news, we don't have our expert in for this, but I guess we can comment on it. Ark is actually going to be releasing now. It is more than just a insanely long beta. Anyone gonna pick it up? I hear you get mechanical dinosaur skins.
I think this kind of shows the danger of early access. If you do it for 2 years, people are done with the game. Why? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, even if you look at the Arc Discord channel for Il Resto, I mean, looking at that channel, I'm not even sure if anyone plays it anymore. And for a while, it was kind of like the second most popular Il Resto game. It's now it's going to be $60, and it doesn't seem like they've fixed a lot of the jank that was acceptable when it was early access. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know if any of the early access people get like a discount or anything, which I would hope.
Well, I think if you buy the game in early access, you own it. I don't think you have to rebuy it. So like all the guys that bought it in early access still own it.
Okay.
But I just think they're going to have a hard time convincing
new players.
New players to pick it up, because like I said, the game, from what I understand or from what I've gathered, is still pretty janky, and that's not really as acceptable with a full $60 retail release. And I feel like you were saying, Stan, they've already lost a lot of their player base that was hardcore, just because they were in early access for so long. So I don't know. I've heard the guys, when they were into it, really loved it, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it does now that it's full price and technically, has gone gold.
Yeah. Well,
I don't
we'll
have
see
any
how
interest
it does.
in buying it myself.
No, it's definitely a hard pass. All right, getting into our main meat of the episode. there's been some Destiny reveals through IGN past 2 days, and I think they got stuff going like the entire month of July. There will be one. This is Thursday. There will be one tomorrow, which we'll talk about next week. But first one that was yesterday, Wednesday, was the farm reveal. Did any of you guys get to watch that? Partake in that joy?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was
chickens.
cool. Yeah,
yes.
chickens and soccer.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'll say this: they're not giving away too much, which is good, and they're just kind of teasing it a little bit, which I like to see. So,
Let me ask a question, which might seem ridiculous because I did play, 2,000 hours of Destiny. But you know that smoking hulk of metal off in the distance? I mean,
yes.
Was that the Traveler, or was that like a Cabal ship or something? It looked spherical to me.
It looked like a piece of the Traveler to me.
Yeah.
They called it a shard, so it could be a shard of the Traveler, similar to what they did with the Hive stuff. But they mentioned it was in the European Dead Zone.
Okay.
So I don't think it's something we've encountered yet.
Is that where the raid's gonna take place? That's what I would like to know, because that seems to happen a lot. We like to have things off in the distance where we're gonna do our raids. So
that could be pretty cool.
So
see that shard over there? You can go to.
Yeah, start running. So
10 hours later.
Yes. Aw, I want that as DLC.
If you have an Epic Sparrow, it's only 8 hours away.
Right. So some bits from it, you can play soccer with a soccer field. So you have goals now, and there's fireworks when you scored. Rocket League Destiny style. Say what? Alright. Cryptarch is there, but not the one you think. Our normal Cryptarch is missing.
That's okay. He can stay missing.
Oh, poor guy.
Tyrell
He's
was
been around
nicer.
so long. Okay, one thing, there was looks like some robots, and they said robots were there to help with shacks.
Crucible robots.
Crucible robots? Do we get weapon testing or like a shooting range?
A firing range?
Oh,
yeah, that could be cool.
I know. Sounds awesome, and maybe a whole bunch of possibilities starts popping up in my head. Of course, there's a postmaster. They said that there's a bunch of hidden stuff in the farm, so things that can change either colors but with your guardian or make them run really fast. Just secret little Easter egg type stuff. That
Can you change the color of the fireworks when you score a goal in soccer?
I'm gonna say
Rocket League has that now.
Oh,
You probably can through the Eververse store.
Yeah, Eververse.
Your hard-earned.
Only
buy a big old thing of silver.
only 2,000 silver.
All right, Corey. I'll hang out on the sides and center the soccer ball for you at the farm.
Excellent.
Okay. They didn't show a vault. Now there was a kiosk that kind of looked like the vault kiosk that we have now. Not sure if that's the case or not, but I'm kind of hoping that we don't have a vault in the farm. It's our ships. That's what I want it to be.
How about we just have a goddamn inventory screen like every other game in the history of games, and I don't have to do vault management? How about that?
No. You've spent 3 years perfecting your vault management skills. You can't let it go to waste now.
You're gonna let the guys that made Destiny Item Manager and Ishtar Commander just wither away? I mean, what would Destiny 2 be without a little bit of wonky inventory management?
Why you gotta be pooping on Dem, man? I mean, good guys.
Because I need to go back to my video game hoarding ways, where I had 4,000 potions in Skyrim.
I was just gonna say your house in Skyrim was probably just full of watermelons.
Full of That's right, full of wheels of cheese.
I'm hoping
else
for
would
a
you store
Destiny
in
house. I'll say that much. That would be great.
Wheels of cheese have a long shelf life in Skyrim.
Forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they didn't reveal too much about the farm, which is great. Their video today was Destiny's vision for or I should Bungie's vision for Destiny 2. And there was some great points I thought in there. They wanted to get the story right this time. It was super important to them. They knew they messed it up. I will give Bungie this. They admit when they're wrong. And they're admitting that the story was crap. Not their words, mine. In D1. They want some memorable characters and exciting moments, which I know you guys are all excited about, as am I. Let's see. They wanted to leave a sense of progress in the game. The universe and gameplay. I think there was a point in there. They said it was hard to enjoy Destiny 1 because it didn't seem to progress. Why was I doing the raid? Why did it matter? Is this going somewhere? Is there a point to this? The raids were just kind of there. They were just the raids, Until Taken King, really. It was just like, go over here. Kill him again.
Well, I mean, with any game, similar to Destiny or an MMO or anything, where kind of the end game involves doing the same thing over and over. I mean, you look at World of Warcraft, you look at anything that's got an end game like Destiny's, where whether it's doing the raids again, it's doing heroic strike or the nightfall of the week, it's going to be hard to have that sense of progress because thinking back to Destiny 1, like say when Crota's End happened, once you completed all or Crota's End, but the expansion Dark Below, once you did the story stuff, then Eris was in the tower, right? And so the tower actually did change based on what you did, although, well, come to think of it, maybe Eris was there for everybody, regardless of single player story. But the tower did change as new DLC went out. I guess that wasn't necessarily based on accomplishments, but
the only thing they really did based on accomplishments was people said different things to you after you beat Crota and Oryx and
different voice lines. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they seem to hint that they want to do more of a progression with this one, though.
Yeah.
Well, the issue with that is if you do it that way, it is a social space, so you are hanging out with other players. Right. If they have it gated to some sort of game progression, you're only going to see players at the same level that you are, and that's going to kind of negate the whole, meet a noob in the tower or farm now and take them on an adventure with you. PB's going to be heartbroken if it's like that.
Yeah, I mean, and they didn't let too much go.
I don't know
how this is going to progress, but they said they wanted to have more a feeling of progression rather than just the tower change with the new DLC.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see what that means in practice. I understand their goal, and that's a great goal. But like I said, with any game like this, where, I mean, in the end, we're going to end up doing the same stuff over and over again, no matter how good the story is, which is great. I'm looking forward to a good story. But,
yeah, no, it is good.
The 30th time we do this story mission, no matter how good the story is, it's still the 30th time we've done it, and so it'll be nice to see things, expand as we accomplish more things and see indicators of our progress in the farm or whatever, however they end up doing it. But it's it's not something I envy Bungie for having to figure out, because it's tough to figure out ways to continually reward players like we are, who do constantly want
like
something
Winston
to chase.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they had I guess a good point in there, which I believe is why they moved to the system they have now with Destiny 2. They had two choices: go with a DLC model, which DLC on top of DLC on top of DLC. Or start with Destiny 2, bring in new players. I think a big reason why they moved to Destiny 2 is, one, new players, of course. Two, there was too much they felt broken in the last game. Yes, you could probably fix with each DLC slowly, kind of fixing things, but it's almost better at that point just do hard reset. Let's go from a whole new point. Get it going from there.
Well, I mean, there's a number of reasons to go with a numbered sequel. Like you mentioned, it's hard to, you're not going to grow the community or grow the number of people buying your game by adding more expansions on top of the vanilla game. Because at this point, people who, as great as the expansions were, I mean, I loved King's Fall, I loved Rise of Iron. Those were all really great expansions, but the fact of the matter is, there were a bunch of people that bought Vanilla Destiny and never bought another expansion after that. And the only way they were going to come back is if there was an actual Destiny 2, so that they could see if it was significantly different or, address their concerns or whatever. And I think that we are kind of in the minority in that we played every expansion. And, I mean, you guys even, I don't have my moments of triumph completed. I did a crap load of Destiny and probably did a lot of that stuff that you would need to, but like not everyone has put 2,000 hours in Destiny and bought every expansion, and every time they put out a new expansion, no matter how good it is, I can guarantee you the number of people that bought that expansion went down from the previous one, just because people gradually would lose interest in Destiny 1 regardless of the quality of the DLC. So I think in order to revitalize the game and draw in new players, they kind of had to do a full reset. Not to mention, the rumored issues that they had with the engine, the game engine. You got to remember when Destiny 1 came out, they were developing for the Xbox 360 and the PS3 and PS4 and Xbox One, and that actually held back the design of the game to some extent. So now that they've made a clean break from those last gen consoles, and they've made improvements to their engine, hopefully it means that they have an improved pipeline for getting DLC out, and they can make the spaces bigger because now they're not limited by RAM from those old consoles, all that stuff. So it makes perfect sense to me to do a numbered sequel at this point, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, they did mention, it wasn't in this video, but in the conference call for Activision, they said that they have a new format for the DLC to be able to have a steady stream of content coming
Steady
out.
streams are important.
Right, yes.
Yes.
But basically, they are very adamant that they don't want content droughts like they had with D1. So, hopefully they can implement that plan well. We don't have to see too much content drought, because when you get the content drought, you get the salt mines going hardcore. So, they did make a comment that they could have done the WoW format, the number sequel, to bring new players. They wanted to make a new platform for years of ongoing content. Now, let's put our tinfoil hats on. Do you think that comment is pointed towards now they will move to the DLC model with Destiny 2? Or do you think it's just
I mean, Destiny 1 got a lot of expansions. I mean, it got four expansions, right? I mean, that's pretty darn
four
good.
paid. No.
Yeah, 4 paid.
4 paid expansions.
Yeah, Dark Below,
and then
House of Wolves,
2 kind of
King's Fall,
free ones.
And yeah, I mean the free updates too in the middle, and I mean that is kind of the WoW format. They do free stuff in WoW too, and then the occasional every couple of years. Obviously WoW's timetable is a bit longer in terms of expansions. Theirs are more every couple of years than every 3 months. But yeah, I mean I wouldn't hold my breath on there not being a Destiny 3. I think they'll probably put out a few expansions for Destiny 2, and I have no doubt they'll be fun, and they'll each one will have a fun raid, and will create new memories, fun memories for all of us. But I will not be at all surprised if there's a Destiny 3, 3 years down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a big point. You said memories. That was a big point for them. They wanted to find out a way for people to form memories. That was kind of one of their big, I don't know if selling points are the right word. Emphasis. We'll go with that. that was what they thought of when making Destiny 2. They said they wanted it to take place of like poker night, things like that, like form memories with friends. Make excuses to go play Destiny. They want people to connect. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'll happen. One of my lasting memories of Destiny 1 is when we met Corey. The raid where we met Corey, and that will always stick out to me in my mind as one of my favorite moments in Destiny. Just finishing off Golgoroth by the skin of our teeth. With Corey doing self-res and stuff like that was great, and I'm looking forward to more memories with Destiny 2 for sure. I think that is definitely going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I guess some other points in there. They said some of the activities are actually going to be loadout locked, so you pick your loadout before you go in there, and that's it. They didn't say everything. They just said some. My suspicion, personally, is that Trials is going to be one of those for sure. I'm not sure how many PoE experiences are going to be loadout locked, but who knows? What do you guys think of that idea?
I could see it being a modifier, maybe.
Okay.
And I could also see him using it for story missions, saying, especially toward the beginning where you're locked to the M4 or M16 or whatever.
Well, I mean,
scrap weapon they give you.
You got to make sense in the beginning story missions, because what are you going to carry? All of a sudden you're carrying around like 8 guns of every class, and you don't have a vault. You just got like a huge freaking backpack going around. I mean, it story-wise, it could make sense.
I don't think Bungie's ever been too
concerned
concerned about story justifications for us being able to carry around 30 weapons with us.
They're trying to fix that.
27
They admitted
pieces
they're
of armor.
wrong.
I definitely agree with the point that I think it's going to be for mostly a modifier, and then maybe like a PvP setting, something such like Trials. Just because it's like, oh, I'm going to load in this Nightfall, and it's going to have, oh, you have loadout locked. Okay, so one person, you're going to have a bunch of close range stuff, and let's have that be the Captain America Titan. That way, you can run in and, go do stuff close range while the other two are back there, and they're going to be, I don't know, void walkers, and they're just going to be sitting back sniping, and that way, they can pick everything off while you're sitting there running around. I mean, that would make sense.
It would make sense that you have as many warlocks as possible, because warlock master race. Good point. Moving on.
Shutting Jeff down.
I believe he mentioned Titan first, so rushing in and being the hero, Captain America.
Well,
so
we have to let him run in the front,
But I definitely agree with that. As far as like story missions, maybe like the heroic modifier for it. Oh, we're gonna have heroic, and then also a loadout lock on this mission. Whereas I think how there was the easy mode for every story mission, which is the one you went through on the first time. That one was more of a, hey, just hear the story, experience it. I think they're going to want to develop that a lot, since that's something that they're trying to hit home is why. Why am I doing this? And so I think the initial experience, instead of making it just so uncontrollably hard, they're going to try and, suck you into the story. And then when you go back through and have it be like, hey, if you go back through, you're going to get this extra stuff. Here's this extra cool stuff that you can get. Who knows? I'm not sure, but I think that's most likely that's my guess.
I just hope they don't have a weapon lock on the raid, even the hard mode raid, because part of the raid is like every encounter is different. I can't think of a single raid where you could pick one set of weapons and use that one set the entire time. I mean, I suppose you could, but a lot of the raid has to do with picking the right weapons for the right encounter, and it'd be interesting to see if they lock people out of that.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't really see that one happening. Maybe in a challenge mode.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would highly doubt it happens in the raid. But we'll see. I mean, this is all speculation. They just mentioned that it is a thing that will happen in some parts of the game.
Yeah.
But not all. So
I want to back up for just a second though, to
Go for
where
it.
Jeff was talking about memories and you guys were talking about memories. I want my most cherished memory from Vanilla Destiny to be in Destiny 2. That is Sweeperbot. I want him to absolutely be on that farm, and
You're
I'm hoping that whole line of more bots, they're all going to be sweeper bots, and you're just going to walk into the farm and there's going to be 20 little sweeper bots just going to town, trying to make the place
he'll have a
look
sweeper
nice.
bot army.
You'll just walk by that barn and you'll hear, all done, all done.
I hope it's the voice of Samuel L. Jackson though. So it's like, say sweep to me one more time.
Hope they make sweeper bot plow bot.
There we go.
That's what I want. Okay, well, you guys watched the video. Give me your general, I guess, impression over everything we talked about that you saw. Let's hear it.
Seems like Destiny, just more of it, and tweaked and new and shiny, and I'm excited for it. I'm ready to go. It's
Hype.
Yep.
yeah, hype.
Yep. I mean, I've made no secret that I've been kind of taking a Destiny break for the last few months, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I like all the things they're saying in the videos. I like their goals that they're going for, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into it. Having maybe more impactful story, all that stuff. So I'm definitely excited.
Definitely gonna ride the same wave. Pretty much same line as Jeff. I've been pretty much gone since Thanksgiving from Destiny, with the exception of getting this here T-shirt, and that's pretty much it. I pop back in if somebody wants to play, or somebody messages, hey, we need one more, or hey, come play. I'll pop back in for a couple games of Iron Banner, but that's about it. And it's making me real anxious for the beta, and it's making me real anxious to sink my teeth into the full game when it does drop in September.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Actually, speaking of beta, there's some other Destiny stuff in there. The weapons will be set roles now. No more RNG for your IS Luna. IS Luna is going to be, or well, not IS Luna specifically, but each weapon will have its own role, and that's it. Kind of. You guys happy?
I'm
Sad?
still not
Indifferent?
100% sure that's gonna be the case. I don't know. Like, that seems like a big part of Destiny was, getting excited about the perfect role. I feel like, I don't know.
Well,
have they specifically said, like, if you get, I mean, I know maybe not every gun from 1 will be in 2, but have they said, like, if you get an IS Luna, it will have this perk, and this perk? Or
Well,
are there
they
just
said
some
that
set perks?
Weapons will be set roles. They did state that. The thing you got to remember, which is going to be the X factor on this, is the mods. Guns are now going to have mods.
Maybe I haven't
So
been
kind of
paying
like
enough attention.
yeah, guns are going to have mods now. Kind of like a Division. Yeah. So maybe a stock for stability, or a barrel for range, different things like that.
So you have
So
a
I
little
think
more
that's
control over customizing your guns the way you like to play them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think that's gonna be the carrot on the end of the stick, is the mods. And then of course you're gonna find the weapons that you just love the way they feel and look, and then you're gonna be like, I need a scope for this, I need a whatever, and go from there. So
I need a 30 speed arrow. I need a protection cross.
Yep.
But you-
Leave it in God mods.
you know what's gonna drive the collectors mad though, I think, is the fact that, okay, I have 3 IS Lunas, but I want 3 different mods on them, so I put 3 different mods on these 3 IS Lunas. So now I have 3 IS Lunas that I all love.
There's
You're
worse
gonna
problems
have-
to have than 3 guns you really
You're-
like.
Well, there is, but then you're going to be... I think it's going to get into the point of making choices of what gets deleted.
Well,
I think that's going to come back.
Yeah, I mean that's always going to be an issue for games like Destiny, unless they have a vault that's like 500 slots.
Yeah,
Even then.
there'll be someone that'll
Even
find
then,
a way to
yeah.
fill that thing up and be like, ah,
That is
I'm
More
gonna
true.
fill
vault
that up
space.
with armor shaders.
only sparrows.
Yep. Or ships.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Right. But speaking of the beta, it will have, they have said it has 2 PvP maps, 2 PvP modes. There will be control, and then you're going to have to excuse me, I can't remember the other game mode.
The spark, like a
the-
spark or a base one. I forget what they call it.
The set off the bomb.
Yeah, right.
COD one. One strike and the beginning story mission. Now, on Sunday, the 23rd, because again, the beta runs from the 18th, I believe, to the
Yeah, to the 23rd.
23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's at 10 a.m. Pacific. The farm is going to be open. And we get an emblem.
For playing in the beta, yep.
Yeah,
And
for
you should
playing in the
mention the 18th is actually, I think, for people who pre-ordered on the PlayStation, and I believe Xbox players who pre-ordered get to start on the 19th. Isn't it's something
Yes.
like that, right?
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
the
To be more
general beta
specific,
starts on what I'll let you finish 'cause
21st.
I don't know. 21st, okay.
yeah, 18th is PlayStation pre-orders. 19th is Xbox pre-orders. 21st is open beta for everyone. I think the 20th might be PlayStation open beta, but I don't think that really matters at that point. But and then it goes till the 23rd, and then that's it. And then
And then
PC is like
PC
August. isn't it?
August for
PC
PC.
beta
yeah.
is August. I don't think they have a date though. Or at least I haven't heard one yet.
I want to say it was like the 11th is what my buddy was saying, who's going to buy it on the PC.
Okay. All right. There you go. August 11th is the PC beta. I'm sure it'll be a 3 to 5 day beta as well. So.
Yeah, it kind of makes me rethink that whole I feel like a second-class citizen thing on Xbox. Being on PC, I feel like a fifth-class citizen, I think. Being that much later.
Yeah. However, I guess the only point I would have is at least it's going to be ready. They want to have it polished for them. And I'd rather, if I was a PC player, rather have a polished product than it come out a month earlier and be complete crap.
Yeah.
Plus
So,
uncapped
because
frame rate.
Right.
Yeah.
It is not it's not a port, which is important to keep in mind. It is not just moved over from console and just adapted a little bit. It is a fresh build for PC.
Well, like, I mean, just in general, not just for Destiny, but any game. I have to imagine building a game for PC has got to be so much more complicated because, with even with, 2 versions of PS4 and now, soon to be 3 versions of the Xbox One, that's still a fairly limited number of, hardware specs you need to worry about it working on. Like, I've just,
Yeah.
it boggles my mind thinking about all the, basically infinite number of combinations you can have when building a PC, and to make a game. I realize that APIs do a lot of that work of translating your code to work on such and such piece of equipment, but man, there's so much more complication that goes into building a PC version of a game. So I could buy that excuse that they want to take a little extra time to make sure it's working right.
Right, and that's again, that's why they brought in High Moon Studios and Vicarious Visions, I think, was it? I believe. But the other 2 studios to help with DLC and the PC build. So, I can't remember. I think it was High Moon that is working on the PC.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know High Moon did
could be wrong.
Transformers games. Fun fact.
And now you know. Red laser. Yes. Everyone's missing Corey doing the G.I. Joe rainbow.
Was it the more you know rainbow, right?
Yeah.
Bung, dung,
Yeah, but it had
dung,
the
dung.
red laser, blue laser. Oh, anyways, anything else you guys got for us on Destiny?
Oh, I read one funny comment on Reddit when they showed the farm about a Brazilian Destiny player saying now he had to avoid meeting any German Destiny players because Germany beat Brazil in the World Cup. So.
Oh, nice. Funny enough, already on Twitter, there is a chicken now called Ralph the Chicken from the farm in Destiny 2. He has his own profile.
Ralph.
So.
I think I
Nice.
might actually have to download a Twitter.
Yeah, Ralph the Chicken is there. He is letting people know not to eat him when they come into the farm.
Can I kick him?
So.
Yep.
I'm hoping there's a Fable style punt.
Chicken Chaser.
Uh,
Maybe there will be a title you can earn by kicking
Yeah.
Ralph enough times. Chicken Chaser.
Xbox achievement, 5 points. Kick the chicken.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for us tonight. Unless you guys got anything else.
I think I'm good here.
Not I.
All right.
Gotta go
Alright,
work on working my way up to gold on Rocket League.
Oh, there you go. Start the grind. All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening in. If you like what you heard, want to find us other places, you can catch up with the group in general at ilresto.net, which has links to our Twitch and Discord groups, along with a place to sign up for the Destiny Raid Sherpa. Although that seems like it'll be going away with the with D2, I think. We'll be using different avenues for that. You can email us at dayofresto@gmail.com. Or catch us on Twitter at dayofresto or at il_resto. Please rate and leave us a review if you listen on iTunes. That helps us out a lot. You can get Trojan Guy 2K and his cross eyes on Twitter and Xbox, and Trojan Guy TV on Twitch. Yes, he's staring at me in weird faces, people. Make me uncomfortable, please help. Stan can be found Matt at Masterskin on Twitter, Xbox, Twitch, and everything else internet and creepy. Corey. Corey is Captain Rickman on Xbox and Fool's Corner on Twitch. And my favorite, CoreJam13, I believe is on Twitter. So I am at TheSignal42 on Twitter, Twitch, Xbox. And our mysterious cohort, Gary, is SNDB5. If you want to yell at him to come back and join us, hear his sultry voice. Xbox, Twitch, Twitter, wherever. You all have a good night. We will see you next week.